and I just lifted up my top and tore off my bra.
Hello, my name is Ruth. I'm a Canadian living in London, England, and I react to British things. So today I'm going to be reacting to some more MIRIAM Margolyees. I reacted to her for the first time last month, and I'm going to be reacting to some more because she's hilarious. And I had multiple requests for more MIRIAM Margolyees, so we're just going to watch some more MIRIAM Margolyees on Graham Norton. I'm going to start off with her shocking story about Sir Laurence Olivier.
And now, here's the thing. You're on stage in the West End, and obviously people come to see you, and you get confident, you get nervous. But do you get nervous when your family come? Because they don't sugarcoat what they think, do they?
No, my family, they're very supportive, but they don't feel the need to, you know, if they don't like something or they weren't that impressed or they were a bit bored, they'll say. For example, when I did Made in Dagenham, it was a huge deal for me because I'm not really a singer and I'd been practicing. And my mum came and she went, the voice has gotten better. But, you know, in a way, it's... Should she
in a really horrible way. Because, Miriam, now, I'm guessing you don't sugarcoat things. Do you get starstruck when you meet people?
I do sometimes. I remember when I was young, and I met Laurence Olivier.
Wow.
That was... I used to collect autographs at the stage door, you know, and he came out, and I remember so distinctly that I started to cream in my knickers. I could feel it. I could actually... You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Oh my God.
Wherever we thought that story was going.
I honestly don't think I've ever been more uncomfortable in my life. I think that's the worst moment of my life.
Oh, dear.
It can only get better. So.
Well, that's a lovely story, Miriam. Thank you for sharing. I think that's in the compilation. That's great.
But I think that's a tribute.
No, it's a no greater compliment, Miriam. Yes. I think we should all get fans out now.
Yeah, fan yourself.
I was not expecting that. That just came right out of the blue. Out of all the ways I was expecting that story to end, it was not that. And I love Matthew Perry too because he's so Chandler. And you guys know I'm a huge Friends fan. I reacted to the other Matthew Perry clip in the last video, but he's so Chandler. If you've watched Friends, you probably know what I'm talking about. Like the way he said that, this is the worst moment of my life. That is such a Chandler Bing line. Anyway, let's go on to the next clip. So now I'm gonna watch MIRIAM Margolyees flash Martin Scorsese. So that shall be interesting.
But now, when you worked with great Martin Scorsese, your fashion sense didn't cheer up the crew, but you did cheer up the crew.
Well, this is a story. It's a true story. You know Martin Scorsese,
I do.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, I was in a film that he was directing called The Age of Innocence. A very good movie, by the way. I hope you thought so.
Yes.
And,
No, right.
good. And before it started, you have to go in a sort of costume parade, and everybody looks at you to see if the costume fits the character and all that. And I was the very last person to be seen that day. It was a big cast, loads of people, you know, Dan Day-Lewis and Michelle Pfeiffer, you know, really important people. And then there was, you know, that shoplifter, Winona Ryder. And I didn't like her. I really didn't. And there were lots of other people, you know.
She didn't like her.
Richard E. Grant, who's adorable, and you know, a lot of people, Sian Phillips and hundreds of people, and I was the very last person. And when I got in the room, I could see they were just exhausted. The whole crew, they were slumped, they were tired, they were fed up, and I thought, I've got to do something to cheer them up. Because when you see people in that state and you know you're going to be working with them, and I thought, I know what I can do. And so I stood up there and I just lifted up my top and tore off my bra and my bosoms, which are large and friendly. And I just gave them to them. And it made them happy.
Brilliant.
It was worth doing.
I've seen them because...
You've seen my bosom?
Yes, do you remember when we were shooting Cold Comfort Farm,
Yeah.
the John Schlesinger movie, you got stung on one of them by a bee. When we were doing that scene outside, do you remember that?
I don't
Jean-Petr?
remember
Yeah,
that.
and you just took them out and said, "Look!" And I said to John Schlesinger, because I said, "Did you see Miriam just took her breasts out?" He said, "No, but I heard them hit the ground."
Oh my God. Friendly bosoms. I never would have ever thought to describe bosoms as friendly. My God. And the fact that she uses the word bosoms too just makes it so much funnier. Words that you just don't expect coming from a woman of her age. It's hilarious. So this one is Miriam Margolyes knew she was going to be searched naked when she got arrested.
I was particularly pleased that the first story you ever told on the show, about 20 years ago, is in the book. It's the one where you park on a double yellow line for a few moments. Do you know the story I mean?
Oh, yes. Well, that had its repercussions, of course, because, well, I mean, I parked on a double yellow line in Shaftesbury Avenue. It was the day of the state opening of Parliament, and I rushed up to give an audio tape, because, you know, I do audio tapes, to my agent, and I came downstairs. There was a policeman pasting a parking ticket on my windscreen, and I was just furious because I'd only been there for a minute. And so, you know, I tore it off the windscreen and I said, "You've got a dick that small." Because I thought the best thing is to insult him as quickly as possible.
Of course.
And he took umbrage, didn't like it, and he arrested me for breach of the peace and parking on a double yellow line. And then he called for help from other policemen, and there were lots about because it was the state opening of Parliament, and, you know, they're mingling around. And so I was taken in a police car to Bow Street Police Station. And there I was arraigned, and they said, "Empty your handbag." And I had a few things in my handbag, and one of them was a packet of peppermints. But they're wrapped in silver paper, you see, and that the detective in charge thought that it was drugs. And he said, "You know, what have we got here, then? That's interesting." And I said, "It's just a packet of peppermints, officer." And he said, "No, I think we better check you out, matron." And he got the matron to come and put me in a room privately. And I knew because I was sharp that she was going to give me an internal examination. I just knew that. Nothing had been said, but I knew it. So when she locked the door, she went out for a bit, I took all my clothes off immediately. Well, you would, you know, if you know you're going to be examined. And she came back in and she said, "You've been here before." I said, "I have not been here before." She said, "Yes, you have. How did you know to take your clothes off?" And I said, "Well, I know you're going to examine me, aren't you? They called you matron, so I knew something was afoot." So she said, "Anyway, bend down or lie on the couch or something," and she examined me, my front body and my back body. And, of course, they thought I wouldn't like it.
Oh my God. She's just a gem. She honestly, like, she's so funny. She's such a great storyteller, too. Oh my God, hilarious. You have to wonder, are all the stories that she tells true? Or is she just telling them for entertainment purposes? I want them to be true. I really want them to be true. Anyway, thanks for watching. Before I go, I just want to quickly shout out my patrons. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. My Patreon is my members only site where you get benefits such as early access to my videos and my complete unedited, uncensored reaction videos, as well as patron shoutouts if you're a top tier patron. So thank you to Joseph, Michael, Mitch, Brian, James, Daniel, Des, John, Reese, Kane, Thomas, Robson, James A, Andy, Des C, Hypnobob, Chris, Robin, Gary, Paul, Lugo, Brios B, and Carl. Thanks again for watching and see you next time. Bye!